don't have, I mean, he always makes fun of the Triangle Club where everybody's got a roof on their logo and everybody's using red, white, and blue and maybe black. And Peach State Roofing has no roof on their logo, and we have a way different color scheme than anyone else in either one of our markets. So that was rewarding I listened to him last year as well, and we implemented that rebrand in the same way. So again, just listen, actually make decisions, and do the things that you learn.
I like that. I think one of my initial reactions when you're saying just implement something, find one thing and implement it is, well, what if I want to implement everything? What if I'm just starting in business? Do you have any advice on that? Are you saying that it should be one because you're going to do one really well, or are you saying just at least one thing, find at least one thing to implement?
If there's more than one, create the list. If there's a list of things in a certain category, let's go sales or production or software or maybe tools or something that you can use in your business, write down everything that you find to be valuable, but just pick one thing. The reason I say one is because I get really excited too, and I'll have all these things and I'll just get frozen and won't do anything. So do the first thing that you think is most valuable, and then for each one of those things, prioritize it, and then tackle those things throughout the next year.
So have your number one thing that you are going to implement after the conference, after the event, and then have your secondary and your other stuff, which is, if you can get that implemented too, great, but don't do it at the cost of that first thing. Is
Correct.
What you're saying?
Yeah, and follow through and complete that task or that upgrade to your business all the way through before you move to the next thing.
Yeah, I love that. So one of the things I think that when roofers come to a conference like this and they're looking at all these vendors and everyone's smiling at them, I imagine that can be pretty overwhelming. Do you have any advice for roofers when they're going out to talk to vendors during those vendor segments of the conference?
Don't go during the vendor segments. Because we're vendors, with Proline, we're a vendor, so we're going to see a bunch of people all the time, and it's really difficult to have all those meaningful conversations. You can say hey to everybody and give them your card, but that's not really meaningful for your business because you don't really care about the next roofing company's movement in that vendor. That's what I do. It's too overwhelming to walk around that whole thing, and it's super crowded, and you're never going to have really meaningful conversations. So sneak out of a breakout, sneak out of a keynote speaker. If you see something that you think is going to be helpful and beneficial, go outside of those vendor hours. And hopefully there's someone on staff there that can actually help you, but that's going to be really meaningful. If it's quiet in the room and there's very few people there, you're going to have a real meaningful conversation that can actually really move the needle in your business.
I feel like that's a concept that doesn't apply only to conferences, but really working with vendors in general. If you work with a vendor or you talk to a vendor at a time that less other companies are talking to them, you're going to have better conversations and you're going to get better service no matter what. It's really tough because of the seasonal nature of the roofing industry.